All right, we're gonna go to the next caller here. How you doing?
What's up, Dabu? It's Brian.
Hey, how you doing, Brian?
Good, man. Hey, I got some info on Lyme disease. I know you were just getting to that just now.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up on the screen, man. What you got?
All right, well, I'm from just outside of New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay.
And I had Lyme disease last summer. So I'm not an expert or anything, but I did my fair share of research.
So you had it.
Yes.
You beat
Very
it?
aggressive strain of it.
Did you overcome it?
Yes, I'm a landscaper.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So that's how I lost. I lost my job. I was bedridden. I couldn't write my name on a piece of paper. It was bad.
Wow. And how
Now,
do you suspect that you got it?
Well, even before that, I was very paranoid about finding ticks on me. So I checked myself religiously. I never found a tick on me.
Stay away from Arkansas.
Yeah, but I've seen that they're saying that only a fraction of the people are showing a lesion on them, which shows that they were bit by an insect like a tick. So it leaves the others wondering, especially people that are saying that they weren't outside or anywhere near the woods or never had a tick on them or anything like that. It's how did they get it?
Well, it can also be transmitted by fleas and mosquitoes or sexually.
Well, wow. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways right there that it could spread out that people are probably not aware of.
Yes, sir.
So you were you overcame this with, I guess, a series of treatments?
Well, the antibiotics, if you have Lyme disease, you need antibiotics at least to stop it in its place.
Okay.
But
And the sooner the better, as far as that goes.
Yeah, there's a few problems with Lyme disease. It's called a spirochete. It looks like a corkscrew, and it can burrow into bone, muscle, organ tissue. It can hide from antibiotics. Also, it can cross the blood-brain barrier where antibiotics cannot find it.
Oh, damn. So we're talking about an intelligent bacteria, dog.
Yes, and I mean, I'm
This
here on
is crazy.
I might well talk about some of my theories. Every single Lyme disease is different. You can read a guy by the name of Buhner, Buhner. He might be the worldwide expert on it.
Okay.
And these are not his words; these are my words. But it's almost as if Lyme disease is like a commander of other co-infections. That's why everybody's symptoms are different.
Triggering.
It's intelligent. You're right about that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mike D for Life in on D Live says a smart bug. Yeah, and what better kind of bug to come out of Plum Island? I'm just going to put that out there.
Right.
Well, let's go back a little further than Plum Island.
Thank you, Jay.
If you Google a guy by the name of Eric Traub, ERICHTRAUB, he was a Nazi biomedical warfare guy. And there's medical journals.
This guy?
On it, I think.
Right there, Eric Traub. Yes, Carol Elledge is the Eric Traub. I've got it right here. A notorious Nazi scientist and virologist has visited the laboratory at least 3 occasions during the 50s. Yes, and he may have performed outdoor field tests with the poisonous ticks. So they're saying it right there on Plum Island.
Yeah.
Outdoor field tests. And then you got the birds that come in, and that's how they leave the island.
And they even say that there was holes in the roof around the shafts, the air vents and everything. There were holes exposed at the facility. They proved this. Where anything...
Maybe on purpose.
Maybe. I mean, at this point, they were definitely testing. What's that?
Well, they openly admit it. I just watched a documentary the other day from the director of Plum Island, and it is a well-known medical biowarfare research facility. But he was very, 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 trying to be anyway, very sure that nothing leaves, and they take extreme and great precaution in having things leave. But when you've got something small like it, I mean, they were talking about how they have Ebola shipped to them from Africa. You know, like they have a whole, probably the equivalent of the seed bank in Siberia, the equivalent's worth of diseases on Plum Island that they research and study and modify, and whatever it is they do. And they say that they're doing it for not agricultural, for livestock, to keep people healthy from things like mad cow disease, and the spreading of diseases through livestock. And that's out of their mouth, out of the director's mouth, is the reason that they say that they're doing what they're doing. And I think it's a load of crap. I think it's a load of crap. They chose that island specifically to keep it off the mainland, to keep these diseases off the mainland. But you can't stop a bird from getting a tick, especially if it's documented that they've conducted outdoor experiments with Lyme disease and ticks. And good luck.
I mean, one of the craziest parts is what you said earlier, though, Mike, that these people that are getting bit by these ticks, they're getting an allergic reaction now to eating red meat.
And that's the Lone Star tick. So we're clear. That's the Lone Star tick specifically, which is a bigger tick. I took one off of my leg right before we jumped on the show.
What it is, it's still something out there that's causing a reaction in someone where you can't no longer eat red meat in your life. That is insane.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's insane.
I'm not saying it's any better because it's just one species of tick, but that tick has a white dot on it, just so everybody knows and can identify a Lone Star tick. It has a white dot on its back. So that's the Lone Star tick. But I've seen ticks here in Arkansas that I've never seen before. These little teeny tiny things that are smaller than, they look like they're pinhead size, and they're so hard to see, and there's 4 or 5 different species of ticks here that we've been pulling off of us. I've got an empty pill bottle downstairs in the kitchen. We got a new dog, an Anatolian Shepherd, about a month ago, and she's got really long hair and an undercoat, a really thick undercoat of fur, and it's really hard to get ticks off of her. And I had to go buy her a $60 collar. It's like the most powerful collar that you can get for dogs for preventative maintenance for ticks. And when we put it on her, a couple of days later, these ticks started falling off, and some of them we missed. We weren't able to see on her, but in one day we found 5 of them on the floor, and they were as fat as your thumbnail. I mean, literally as big around as your thumbnail. I think I took a picture and posted it to you guys or whatever, but it was absolutely disgusting. I'd never seen anything like that. The full feed cycle for a tick is 10 to 15 days, depending on what species it is. And if it's on you that long, we haven't pulled any like that off of us. Obviously, we have the ability to use hemostats and things like that, like the dogs don't. But it's unbelievable.
Mr. A's got jokes. This information really ticks him off.
Waka, waka.
What's up, Kim?
So
hey,
listen,
Kim.
you were talking about the people becoming allergic to red meat. Most people who get Lyme disease have B12 deficiencies. I knew I had Lyme disease when I was craving red meat, and I don't eat red meat. And red meat is the best way to get B12. So every reaction.
That's interesting. So Lyme disease was causing you to crave red meat. The Lone Star tick is
there are
giving
certain strains of Lyme disease where people can't eat right.
And the director of Plum Island is flat out saying in an interview that he's targeting diseases specifically in red meat. So, see, like you said earlier, Dabu, it doesn't take a freaking genius to put 2 and 2 together.
You're seeing all this about red meat that they're attacking.
Well, let's go a little further. Because the whole reason that I knew that there was something to what I had was the link between ALS, Lou Gehrig's syndrome, and Lyme disease. There's a statistic out there that says 20% of people who have autism, children who have autism, tested positive for Lyme disease. And Lyme disease is one of those diseases where most people can't test positive even though they have it.
Right, it's hard to find. Mm-hmm. Right, that worries me because people could be running around with it and being misdiagnosed.
We also had the AFM, acute fascial myelitis going around in the Rockies earlier this year, and multiple sclerosis is very prominent in Washington. Lyme disease is not exclusive to Connecticut.
Right. I love you too, Jaguar Paws.
And we have the satanic activity going around in Montauk on Long Island, which is
we ain't even touched on that. I mean, that's normally a place that we would be talking about like this, but that's a whole separate facility.
Well, it's separate, only in location, I guess you could say.
And I can only imagine if you're trying to fly drones out there at this point, they would definitely try to shoot them down. If you try to get a boat out next to that place, they'd probably stop you.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are ways to get over the Lyme disease. In my research, I found that deer are actually immune to Lyme disease.
That's interesting. But the deer have also been targeted with a separate disease because of that now. Remember, Mike? The zombie. The zombie
had to engineer differently, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And in that exact same story that I got pulled up right here, this exact same story, this guy and others were experimenting back in the day of taking diseases and dumping it on the cattle and the deer in Russia.
Yep. Eric Traub was hand, foot, and mouth expert.
Yes. And he came through an Operation Paperclip. He came through an Operation Paperclip that we always talk about.
Yep. And China experienced the biggest blow up of hand, foot, mouth disease. They had to kill. They actually asked, and this is another thing that the director of Plum Island said in that documentary. China specifically asked for help from Plum Island and the doctors at Plum Island to help them curb their problem with hand, foot, mouth. Yep.
You don't go ask the fucking enemy for help like that and then willingly do it. This is a crock of shit. This is a world stage.
Well, I mean, when you're an organization that's going to bring Nazis over to work with you, then why not? I know.
I mean, this is crazy. I mean,
when the grand scheme of everything for every country and every elite person out there is to control the population and depopulize the planet, then it would make sense to be in cahoots.
Thank you, Jay Bravo. Dropping bombs over there in the D Live with diamonds and ice creams. I appreciate that. This is I'll probably end this up here with this call, guys, since no one else has called in. And what was your name again?
My name was Brian. If you give me just 2 more minutes.
Yeah, no, you got the floor. You got the floor.
Cool.
Yeah,
I wish we had Kate here because he's a physician. He'd be running wild with ideas with this conversation. Look, if you got Lyme disease, herbs are the way to heal. CBD kills the Lyme bacteria in vitro, and it also crosses the blood-brain barrier. Fasting is your best friend. Regarding the upcoming false flag, the big one that everybody's looking for, I don't think that anything's going to go down until Kushner over there in the Middle East signs that big peace plan that they're going to sign.
Till who does? Okay, Kush. Okay.
Until Kushner signs that peace plan, I don't think the big one's going to happen. But you never know. They could have a false flag and then bring on the peace plan.
Well, I keep getting word from I keep getting little tidbits from cats over there telling me, hey, we think that Israel's going to get hit. They're specifically telling me Tel Aviv. And these are people that sent me information. Thank you, Kim. Much love. These are people that sent me information in the past that has checked out to be 100. They're Jewish. They're Jews from in there. But there's different factions of Jews. Like I tell everybody all the time. There's Christians. There's Baptists. There's Protestants. Out of Israel, there's different factions of Jews. And one of those factions is a Messianic Jew. It is a Jew that believes in Jesus, but is born of a Jewish mother. So they're Jewish because they're born of a Jewish mother, but they believe in Jesus. And what they're doing is they're calling out the atrocities of what's going on over there. And one guy had sent me information pertaining to the brand new Israeli shekel. When I looked into this, it blew my mind. And I ask all of you to go do your research on this. I have a video up on it. Go do your research on it. It will blow your mind. This man told me that on their new shekel is their chosen one. Is the Zionist chosen one. In all black. So I go and I look, and I see that they're printing these bills off the press. And right where they cut the bill on the edge is right down the middle of the face of this guy, and it's hidden. And I did the video on it. He's there. He has a mark on his fucking forehead, and he has one eye that looks wounded. And he has that black top hat on, and he has those, looks like those curly cues like they wear. Off the side, he's in all black. It is hidden. He is there 100%. And they know this. They put it there. It is homage to him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay?
That's a really interesting video.
Same guy swears to me that he knows from conversations on the ground there inside, just from the birds and everything else, that there's an event targeting Tel Aviv. This is what they're telling me. This has been for a while. There hasn't been no specific date, but they say that this will be to usher in things similar to what happened on Blind 11 with you guys. And I'm just like, whoa, when? That's what everybody wants to know, when. But no crystal ball. The best thing that I can tell anyone here is how we discovered that what they're doing with Saturn. This goes with deep occult magic.
The best thing that I can tell anyone here is how we...
All right, that messed me up for a second. Oh, we had another caller pop in.
You guys called it. Nothing personal, brother. Just hang on comments until we know that you're in here.
It was just me playing back. They were listening. So you have to, when we pull you up, you just have to mute.
All right, that's it. Yeah, that's right. You got to
the Mahdi.
This is
the Dajjal. This is what the anti. This is him. They're ready. You know that they have palaces built for this man? Full-blown palaces sitting above the hillsides in Mecca. Freaking huge. Empty. Waiting for this man. Real deal. Fulfilling prophecy that he would come and he would sit on a hillside overlooking the holy city. This is written. And they are making sure that... Go ahead.
Their third temple's already built, too.
Explain.
It's underground. It's built underground. It's all ready to go.
Where?
I'd have to find the video for you. It's if you type in the Sanhedrin, it's the temple. It's there. I'd have.
I've heard something about that. I don't know. You have to give me that information. Email or give it to me on Twitter or something. You find that, get it to me. I want to look back over all that.
It's Sabu7@yahoo.com if anybody wants to send any information. Brian, I don't want to. I don't want to. I saw that one. They were waiting for confirmation on the red heifer. I don't want to glaze this over, and I want to make sure everybody is clear on something that he said. He truly believes, and it's true. Then that makes it true. Okay, that he is healed from fasting, from eating healthy, from CBD oil. Okay? I don't want to glaze over that. And congratulations, brother, because you've done what a lot of people don't do. So many people still put their faith in these doctors that are motivated by big pharma, and they spend the rest of their lives scratching their head. How old are you, man? Do you mind me asking?
I'm 30.
You're 30 years old. And you've cured yourself.
6 years since I drank alcohol, and that's a big one too.
Yeah.
So let this be a testimony to everybody listening right now, to everybody within our voice, that here's somebody that was able to overcome something that people are. And I saw when you said that you healed yourself from it, somebody in the chat said, what do you mean? My girlfriend was told she's going to have it for life. Well, of course, just like with cancer. There's cures for cancer that are suppressed. Okay, Royal Albert Rife. Look that up. Look up the Rife machine, and you'll find out how frequencies can destroy cancer cells. Okay, so these are out there, and here's somebody telling you that they did it. Congratulations, brother. I'm really, really happy. You just made my night by telling me that natural remedies cured something that people are being told by fake ass people, money making doctors, big pharma, that they're never going to get over specifically for grades. So congratulations, man. My hat's off to you, bro.
There's no more calls coming in. I see you guys just reposted. I said that earlier. We can't take more calls. I'm going to get to the next caller here after this. I see you just reposted the numbers. We can't. I'm going to have to shut it down after this. But Brian, I want to thank you for calling in. And I'm going to have to get over to this next caller here real quick before we shut this down.
It was my pleasure, dude.
Call back in
I've been a
whenever,
long
man.
time listener. I heard about you from Cannabis in the intro to Fait Accompli.
Old school, man.
crazy.
Old school.
And
That's
then
crazy.
when
Yeah.
you- I think in one of the first or second live streams at the end, you said, "This is Illuminati." I knew I'd be listening to you every day since then.
Oh
Right
man,
on.
I gave a shout out to
following
Cannabis
that
and his crew here recently too on Reverb Nation. I was like, "What's up, man?" They gave me a shout out back, and they were like, "Yeah, we wanted to sample you in that moment of time and put you in there." And because nobody had asked me about that, no one had reached out and even told me. Somebody came, one of my homies one day had popped a new Cannabis album, and I'm just like, "That's me. I'm on this freaking album." Like I had no idea. Like it was a mind blown, and I'm on that album. It's nuts, man. Thank you, LA. But thanks, Brian. Like I said, call back in again, man. I'm gonna get on to this next caller, man. And much love, bro.
Follow us all on Twitter, Brian. We want to keep in touch with you, man.
I already got y'all followed.
Hell yeah. Well, hit me up with a
Beautiful.
message and let me know it's you or something on Twitter. Be like, yo, this is Brian.
Yeah.
Will do.
All right, buddy.
Take care, guys.
Peace.